Good day, everyone. We are the Group 4, and now we're going to talk about technology, hardware, and software. For the desired learning outcomes, at the end of this module, the learner should be able to identify and discuss the role of the essential hardware components of a computer system. Second, identify the characteristics of and discuss the usage of various classes of a single user and multi-user computer system. Third, define term green computing and identify the primary goals of this program. Next, student will be able to identify and briefly describe the function of the two basic kinds of software. Next, outline the role of the operating system and identify the features of the several popular operating systems. Discuss how application software can support personal, work group, and enterprise business objectives. Next, identify the three basic approaches to developing application software and discuss the pros and cons of each. Next, outline the overall evolution and importance of programming languages and clearly differentiate among the generations of programming languages. Next, student will be able to identify several key software issues and trends that have an impact on organizations and individuals. For the introduction, organization invest in computer hardware and software to improve worker productivity, increase revenue, reduce cost, and provide better customer. So, kung sabi dito, yung organization daw ay nag-invest para ma-improve yung worker productivity. Simply, by equipping employees with advanced technology, organization can streamline processes, automate tasks, and facilitate collaboration, resulting in an increased output and efficiency. Second is to increase the revenue. Enhanced productivity translate to higher production volumes, improved service delivery, and potentially new product offerings, ultimately driving revenue growth. Third is nare-reduce nyo yung cost. Dahil technology can automate manual tasks, reduce cost, and optimize resource allocation, leading to significant cost savings. Lastly is to enhance customer service by what? By with the use of technology, it allows for better communication, personalized interaction, and faster response times, resulting in improved customer satisfaction. So, the organization recognized the strategic value of investing in computer hardware and software. This investment is not just a simply acquiring technology, but about leveraging its power to achieve tangible business objective. By focusing on the what stated in the introduction, which are improving worker productivity, increasing revenue, reducing cost, and providing better customer, organization can gain a competitive edge and achieve sustained success in today's dynamic business environment. Computer systems integrating the power of technology. To assemble an effective and efficient system, you should select and organize components while understanding the trade-offs between overall system, performance and cost, control and complexity. So, in this part, you have to choose the right parts for your system and put them together in a way that makes sense. Is an example nito is just for example for this one is you are making a cake. Syempre, you have to choose the right ingredients, but you also need to bake it at the right temperature for the right amount of time. Too much or too little of anything and cake won't turn out well. So yun lang yung example ng um, topic na to. Hardware components. These components include the input devices, output devices, communication devices, primary and secondary storage devices, and the central processing unit. So sa input devices, ito yung mga things that you let the computer, that let you tell the computer what to do. Mga examples nito is yung RD, are the keyboard, mouse, scanners, or microphone. Sa output devices naman, ito yung mga na nilelet things that let the computer show you the result of its work. So, mga examples nito is monitor, printer, speakers, communication devices. These are what let the computer connect to other devices and network. Yung mga example nito is network card, modem, or Bluetooth. Primary storage devices. Ito yung kung saan yung computer mo kinikip yung data and it's currently working with. For example is yung RAM or random access memory. Tapos yung sa secondary storage naman, this is where the computer stores data that's not being used actively. So, yung example nito, hard disk drive or HDD, solid state drive or SSD. Pang-anim naman is yung central processing unit. Ito yung brain ng isang computer. It's responsible for executing instructions and processing data. Yung yung central processing unit nga pala is consists of three parts. First is the control unit. Second is the arithmetic or logic unit. Lastly is registered storage area. Control unit, the part of CPU that sequentially accesses program instructions, decodes them, and coordinates the flows of data in and out of the ALU. The registers, the primary storage, and even secondary storage in various output devices. So, yung control unit is responsible for fetching program instruction from memory, decoding them, and then coordinating the flow of data within the CPU. So, ito yung mga task performed by the control unit. First is the fetching, or the control unit fetches program instruction from memory in a sequential manner. Second is decoding. It decodes the instructions, determine what operation needs to be performed. Third and last is coordinating data flow. So, yung control unit is responsible for coordinating flow of data between different components of the CPU, such as the arithmetic logic unit or ALU registers primary storage, RAM, secondary storage like hard drives and output devices. So, yung control unit is defined kinomper acts as the traffic controller of the CPU, ensuring that instructions are executed in the correct order and the data is moved efficiently between different parts of the LGU and memory. Arithmetic or logic unit are also known as ALU. The part of the CPU that performs mathematical calculation and makes logical comparison. So, for mathematical computation, basic arithmetic, so yung ALU performs fundamental arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, for the logical comparison naman is yung comparison of operation. So, yung ALU, kino-compare niya yung data values using operators like equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, or etc. So, paano nga ba nag-work yung ALU? So, yung ALU uses a combination of circuits and logic gates to perform this operation. It takes input data from registers, perform calculation or comparisons, and outputs the result to other registers of memory in locations.
Processing and memory devices, power, speed, and capacity. The components responsible for processing the CPU and memory are housed together in the same box or cabinet, called a system unit. All other computer system devices, such as monitor and keyboard, are linked either directly or indirectly to the system unit housing. As discussed previously, achieving its objectives and organizational goals should be the primary consideration in selecting processing and memory devices. In this section, we investigate the characteristics of these important devices. Processing characteristics and functions. Because inefficient processing and timely output are important, organizations use a variety of measures to gauge processing speed. These measures include the time it takes to complete to a machine cycle, clock speed, and others. Clock speed is a series of electronic pulses produced at a predetermined rate that affects the machine cycle time. Each CPU produces a series of electronic pulses at a predetermined rate, called the clock speed, which affects machine cycle time. The control unit executes an instruction in accordance with the electronic cycle or pulses of the CPU or the clock. Each instruction takes at least the same amount of time as the interval between pulses. The shorter the interval between pulses, the faster each instruction can be executed. The clock speed for personal computer is in the multiple gigahertz or GHz or billions of cycle per second range. Physical characteristics of the CPU. CPU speed is also limited by physical constraints. Most CPUs are collections of digital circuits imprinted on silicon wafers or chips, each no bigger than the tip of a pencil of eraser. To turn a digital circuit within the CPU on or off, electrical current must flow through a medium, usually silicon, from point A to point B. The speed at which it travels between points can be increased by either either reducing the distance between the points or reducing the resistance of the medium to the electrical current. Memory characteristics and functions. Located physically close to the CPU to decrease the access time. Memory provides the CPU with a working storage area for the program instructions and data. The chief feature of memory is that it rapidly provides the data and instructions to the CPU. Storage capacity. Like the CPU, memory devices contain thousands of circuits imprinted on a silicon chip. Each circuit is either conducting electrical current, on or not off. Data is stored in memory as combination of on or off circuit states. Usually 8 bits are used to represent a character such as the letter A. 8 bits together form a byte. In most cases, storage capacity is measured in bytes, with 1 byte equivalent to 1 character of data. The contents of the Library of Congress, with more than 126 million items and 530 miles of bookshelves, would require about 20 petabytes of digital storage. Byte, or capital letter B, is equivalent to 8 bits that together represents a single character of data. We have 5 types of memory: the multi-core processor, parallel computing, random access memory or RAM, multiprocessing, and grid computing. Random access memory or RAM, a form of memory in which instructions or data can be temporarily stored. Several forms of memory are available. Instructions or data can be temporarily stored in random access memory or the RAM. RAM is temporary and volatile. RAM chips lose their contents if the current is turned off or disrupted. RAM chips are mounted directly on a computer's main circuit board or nail chips mounted on peripheral cards that plug into a computer's main circuit board. These RAM chips consist of millions of switches that are sensitive to changes in the electric current. Ito yung mga equivalent ng mga bytes natin. Yung sa byte naman, equivalent ng number of bytes niya is 1. Sa kilobytes or KB, approximately 1024 bytes. Sa megabytes naman or MB, about 1 million bytes. Sa gigabyte naman or GB is equal to about 1 billion. Sa terabyte naman, about 1 trillion bytes naman. Sa petabyte, 1 quadrillion. Dami yun. And sa exabyte naman or EB, about 1 quintillion. Random access memory or the RAM. Read-only memory or the ROM is a non-volatile form of memory, another type of memory that is usually non-volatile. In ROM, the combination of circuit states is fixed, and therefore is its content are not lost if the power is removed. ROM provides permanent storage for data and instructions that do not change, such as programs and data from the computer manufacturer, including the instructions that tell the computer how to start up when power is turned on. Multiprocessing. There are a number of forms of multiprocessing which involves the simultaneous execution of two or more instructions. Multi-core processor. A multi-core processor that combines two or more independent processors into a single computer so they can share the workload and improve processing capacity. A multi-core processor combines two or more independent processors into a single computer so that they can share the workload and boost processing capacity. A dual-core processor is like a four-lane highway. It can handle up to twice as many cars as a two-lane predecessor without making each car drive twice as fast. In addition, a dual-core processor enable people to perform multiple tasks simultaneously, such as playing a game, burning a CD. Example ng mga multi-core processor is yung mga Intel, AMD, and IBM. Parallel computing. The simultaneous execution of same tasks on multiple processors to obtain results faster. Another form of multiprocessing called, called parallel processing speeds processing by linking several processors to operate at the same time or in a parallel. The most frequent use for parallel computing include modeling, simulation, and analyzing large amounts of data. Parallel computing is used in medicine to develop new imaging system to complete ultrasound scans in less time with greater accuracy. For example, enabling doctors to provide better diagnosis to patients. Instead of building physical models of new products, engineers can create a virtual model of them and use parallel computing to test how the products work, and then change the design elements and material as needed. Clothing designers can simulate the look and movement of a new design on virtual models, reducing the development time for a seasonal clothing collection to, to just over 1 month of traditional 6 month period. And lastly, the grid computing. Grid computing is the use of collection of computers, often owned by many people or organizations, to work on a coordinated manner to solve a common problem. Grid computing is one low-cost approach to parallel processing. The grid can include dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of computers that run collectively to solve extremely large parallel processing problems. The key to the success of grid computing is a central server that acts as the grid leader and traffic monitor. The controlling server divides the computing tasks into subtasks and assigns the work to computers on the grid that have surplus processing power. The central server also monitors the processing, and if a member of grid fails to complete the subtask, it will restart or reassign the task. When all the subtasks are completed and controlling servers combines the results and advances to the next task until the whole job is completed.
Memory is an important factor in determining overall computer system power. However, memory provides only a small amount of storage area for the data and instructions the CPU requires for processing. Computer systems also need to store large amounts of data, instructions, and information more permanently than main memory allows. Secondary storage is also called permanent storage, serves this purpose. Access methods. Data and information access can be either sequential or direct. Sequential access means that data must be accessed in the order in which it is stored. For example, inventory data stored sequentially may be stored by part number, such as 100, 101, 102, and so on. If you want to retrieve information on part 125 or 125, you need to read and discard all the data relating to parts 1 through 124. Direct access means that data can be retrieved directly without having to pass by other data in sequence, unlike access methods. With direct access, it is possible to go directly to and access the needed data, such as part 125, without reading through parts 1 through 124. For this reason, direct access is usually faster than sequential access. The devices used to sequentially access secondary storage data are simply called sequential access storage devices, or SASD. Those used for direct access are called direct access storage devices, which is DASD. Secondary storage devices. The most common forms of secondary storage include magnetic tapes, magnetic disc, and optical disc. Some of these media, magnetic tape, allow only sequential access, while others, which is magnetic and optical disc, provide direct and sequential access. Magnetic tapes. One common secondary storage medium is magnetic tape, similar to the kind of tape found in audio and video cassettes. Magnetic tape is a mylar film coated with iron oxide. Portions of the tape are magnetized to represent bits. Magnetic tape is a sequential access storage medium. Although access is slower, magnetic tape is usually less expensive than disk storage. Magnetic discs are also coated with iron oxide. They can be thin metallic platers, hard disk, or mylar film diskettes. As with magnetic tape, magnetic disk represents bits using small magnetized areas. RAID, or redundant array of independent, inexpensive disk, a method of storing data that generates extra bits of data from existing data, allowing the system to create a reconstruction map, so that if a hard drive fails, the system can rebuild lost data. Virtual tape. Virtual tape is a storage technology for less frequently needed data so that it appears to be stored entirely on tape cartridge. Although some parts might actually be located on faster hard disk. The software associated with a virtual tape system is sometimes called a virtual tape server. Virtual tape can be used with sophisticated storage management system that moves data to slower but less costly forms of storage media as people use the data less often. SAN or SAN. It means a special purpose high-speed network that provides high-speed connections among data devices and computers over a network. A storage area network, which is SAN, uses computer servers, distributed storage devices, and networks to tie everything together. To increase the speed of storing and retrieving data, high-speed communication channels are often used. Although SAN technology is relatively new, a number of companies are using SAN to successfully and efficiently store critical data. Optical disc. A common optical disc is the compact disc read-only memory, which is CD-ROM, with a storage capacity of 740 megabytes of data. After data is recorded on a CD-ROM, it cannot be modified. The disc is read-only. A CD burner, the informal name for a CD recorder, is a device that can record data to a compact disc. CD recordable or CDR and CD writable or CDRW are the two most common types of drives that can write CDs. Either once in the case of CDR, which is the CD recorder, or repeatedly in the case of CDRW, which is the CD writable. Technology allows PC users to back up data on CDs. Digital video disc. Compact disc read-only memory, which is called CD-ROM, a common form of optical disc on which data cannot be modified once it has been recorded. A digital video disc or DVD is a 5-inch diameter CD-ROM look-alike with the ability to store about 135 minutes of digital video or several gigabytes of data. Software programs, video games, and movies are common uses for this storage medium. Solid-state secondary storage devices. Solid-state storage devices or SSDs store data in memory chips rather than magnetic or optical media. These memory chips require less power and provide faster data access than magnetic data storage devices. In addition, SSDs have few moving parts, so they are less fragile than hard disk drives. So, flash drive. Flash drives are solid-state storage devices. Normally, yung flash drive is lagi natin ito nagagamit to store files. Ito rin yung sinasaksak natin sa USB port ng ating computer. Input devices. Your first experience with computers is usually through input and output devices. These devices are the gateways to the computer system. You use them to provide data and instructions to the computer and receive results from it. Input and output devices are part of a computer's user interface, which includes other hardware devices and software that allow you to interact with a computer system. Personal computer input devices. A keyboard and mouse are two of the most common devices for computer input. Wireless mouse and keyboards are now readily available. A keyboard and a computer mouse are the most common devices used for entry of data such as characters, text, and basic commands. Some companies are developing newer keyboards that are more comfortable, adjustable, and faster to use. These keyboards, such as the split keyboard by Microsoft and others, are designed to avoid risk and hand injuries caused by hours of keyboarding. Speech recognition technology, input devices that recognize human speech. Speech recognition technology enables a computer equipped with a source of speech input such as microphone to interpret human speech as an alternative means of providing data or instructions to the computer. The most basic systems required to train the system to recognize your speech patterns or are limited to a small vocabulary of words. Digital cameras, an input device used with a PC to record and store images and video in digital form. Digital cameras record and store images or video in digital form. When you take pictures, the images are electronically stored in the camera. You can download the images to a computer either directly or by using a flash memory card. Touch-sensitive screens. Advances in screen technology allow display screens to function as input as well as output devices. By touching certain parts of a sensitive screen, you can execute a program or cause the computer to take an action. Touch-sensitive screens are frequently used at gas stations for customers to select grades of gas and request a receipt. Optical data readers. You can use a special scanning device called an optical data reader to scan documents. The two categories of optical data readers are optical mark recognition, which is OMR, and optical character recognition, which is OCR. You can use OMR readers for test scoring and other purposes when test takers use pencils to fill in boxes on OMR paper, which is called mark sense form. Magnetic ink character recognition, which is MICR devices. In the 1950s, the banking industry became swamped with paper checks, loan applications, bank statements, and so on. To remedy this overload and process documents more quickly, the industry developed magnetic ink character recognition, which is MICR, a system for reading this data quickly. Pen input devices. By touching a screen with pen input device, you can activate a command or cause the computer to perform a task. Enter handwritten notes and draw objects and figures. Pen input requires special software and hardware. Handwriting recognition software can convert handwriting on the screen into text. Radio frequency identification, or RFID, a technology that employs a microchip with an antenna to broadcast its unique identifier and location to receivers. The purpose of RFID system is to transmit data by a mobile device called a tag, which is read by RFID reader and processed according to the needs of an information system program. Mostly, nakita natin ito sa Expressway, NLEX, SLEX, and Skyway. Output devices. Computer systems provide output to decision makers at all levels of an organization so they can solve a business problem or capitalize on a competitive opportunity. In addition, output from one computer system can provide input into another computer system. The desired form of this output might be visual, audio, or even digital. RFID tag is small compared to current barcoded labels used to identify items. Ito yung sa RFID, yung nagtatransmit ng data by a mobile device, di ba? Ito yung tinatawag na tag. Kaya nababasa ng RFID and napaprocess ito sa system program. Pixel, a dot color on a photo, image, or point of light on a display screen. Plasma display using thousands of smart cells, which is called pixels, consisting of electrodes and neon and xenon gases that are electrically turned into plasma, or electrically charged atoms and negatively charged particles to emit light. LCD display. A flat display that uses liquid crystals, organic, oil-like material placed between two polarizers to perform characters and graphic images on a backlit screen. These displays are easier on your eyes than CRTs because they are flicker-free, brighter, and they do not emit the type of radiation that concerns some CRT users. Organic light emitting diode or OLED display. A flat display that uses a layer of organic material sandwiched between two conductors, which in turn are sandwiched between a glass top plate and a glass bottom plate so that when electric current is applied the two conductors, a bright electroluminescence light is produced directly from the organic material. Display monitors, a device used to display the output from the computer because early monitors used a cathode ray tube to display images. They were sometimes called CRTs. The cathode ray tubes generate one or more electron beams. As the beams strike a photofluorescent compound or phosphor coated on the outside of the screen, a dot on the screen called a pixel light up. Printers and plotters. Hard copy is prepared output from a device called a printer. Printers with different speeds, features, and capabilities are available. New printers allow businesses to create customized printed output for each customer from standard paper and data input using full color. Yung newer printers is yung ginagamit natin today. Digital audio player, a device that can store, organize, and play digital music files. MP3 is a popular format for compressing a sound sequence into a very small file while preserving the original level of sound quality when it is played. By compressing the sound file, it requires less time to download the file and less storage space on a hard drive.
For the computer system types, computer systems can range from desktop, smaller portable computers to massive supercomputers that require housing in large rooms. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is that yung computer system types natin is nag-uumpisa sa pinakamaliit like mobile phones, tablets, up to yung pang industrial type of computers na that require a significant capabilities for it to cater such huge responsibilities. So, yung um, under sa computer type systems, meron tayong dalawang type. The first one is the single user computer systems and the second one is the multiple user computer systems. So under ng single user computer systems, divided siya into two group. The first one is the portable and the next one is the non-portable. So under portable computers, first, what is portable computers? Portable computers. Many computer manufacturers offer a variety of portable computers. Those that are small enough to carry easily. Portable computers include handheld computers, laptop computers, notebook computers, and tablet computers. So these are just basically the typical computers that we use as a student, especially as since mas reliable ito sa atin kasi they are very easy to carry. That makes us to I mean that gives us the convenience. The next one is the handheld computers. These are the single users computers that provide ease of portability because of their small size. Some are as small as a credit card. These systems often include a variety of software and communications capabilities. Most can communicate with desktop computers over wireless networks. Some even add a built-in GPS receiver with software that can integrate location data into the application. For example, if you click an entry in an electronic address book, the device displays a map and directions from your current location. Such a computer can also be mounted in your car and serve as a navigation system. One of the shortcomings of handheld computers that they require a lot of power relative to their size. Um, this type of computers, especially the portable, um, hindi natin masyadong familiar about dito since tayo kasi mas na-introduce sa atin yung mga device na like laptop, iPad, tablet. So this type of computer was not actually introduced to us. Smartphone. It combines the functionality of a mobile phone, camera, web browser, email tool, MP3 player, and other devices into a single handheld device. So, ito, familiar lahat tayo dito sa smartphones and we are all witnessed about how smartphones became um, very technological from before hindi naman siya ganun ka advanced compare before. So, yun. Next one is the laptop computer. It is a personal computer designed for use by mobile users. It is a small, light enough to sit comfortably on user's lap. Laptop computers use variety of flat panel technologies to produce a lightweight and thin display screen with good resolution. In terms of um, in terms of computing power, laptop computers can match most desktop computers and come with powerful CPUs, as well as large capacity primary memory and disk storage. This type of computer is highly popular among students and mobile workers who carry their laptops to meetings and classes. Many personal computer users now prefer a laptop computer over a desktop because of its portability, lower energy usage, and smaller space requirements. Starting in 2008, more portable computers were sold in the US than desktop computers. Yun. Same as with smartphones, we also witness how laptops get evolved. Like dati yung patabaan ng screen. Ngayon panipisan naman. And also with the capabilities um um and yun as a student it definitely plays a significant part that it really made our work efficient and less burden. Next one is the notebook computer. It is an extremely lightweight computer that weighs less than 6 pounds and can easily fit in a briefcase. It is smaller and lighter than a laptop computer. When Eddie Bauer commissioned Dave Hand, 15-time conqueror of Mount Everest, and a production crew to climb the world's highest peak as a way to promote its line of first ascent professional climbing gear. The team packed MacBooks, notebook computers so they could vlog and post photos and a few minutes of video edited on their computers. Netbook computers are the smallest, screen size of 7 to 10 inches, lightest under 2.5 pounds, and least expensive to that prices from $200 to $800 members of the laptop computer family. They are great for tasks that do not require a lot of computing power, such as sending and receiving email or accessing the internet. Many mobile workers have purchased them due to their portability and low cost. Netbook computers are not good for users who want to run demanding applications, have many applications open at one time, or need lots of data storage capacity. So it is just smaller versions of laptop. But then in terms of their capabilities, of course, mas better pa rin naman yung laptops. But then as per ano, depende talaga kung ano yung design ng isang produkto. So yun, since yung pros niya is that mas portable siya compared sa laptop, but then in terms of the capabilities, mas lamang pa rin naman yung laptop. Next one is the tablet computers. They are portable, lightweight computers with no keyboard that allow you to roam the office, home, or factory floor carrying the device like a clipboard. So, yun, it is commonly been used by many kasi yun nga, yung in terms of portability talaga, yung tablet is maganda talaga. Para ka lang merong notebook na, yeah, super, super comfortable. So, under another type of the single user computer system is the non-portable single user systems. So, mm, under the non-portable, we have four kinds. The thin client computers, desktop computers, nettop computers, and the workstations. The first one is the thin client. So, thin client is a low-cost, centrally managed computer with no extra drives such as CD or DVD drives or expansion slots. These computers have limited capabilities and perform only essential applications, so they remain thin in terms of the client applications they include. As stripped down computers, they do not have the storage capacity or computing power typical desktop computers, nor they need it for the role of they play. With no hard disk, they never pick up viruses or suffer a hard disk crash. Unlike personal computers, thin clients download data and software from a network when needed, making distribution and updating of software applications much easier and less expensive. Next one is the desktop computers, are single-user computer systems that are highly versatile. Named for their size, desktop computers can provide sufficient computing power, memory, and storage for most business computing tasks. The Apple iMac is a family of Macintosh desktop computers first introduced in 1998, in which all the components, including the CPU, the disk drives, and so on, fit behind the display screen. So I'm sure that we are all familiar with this type of computer. Yun nga, as said earlier, that it is being used by most businesses because of um, its sufficiency in terms of the convenience that it might contribute with the business, not only in the field of business, but also if we are going to compare it in terms of its capabilities to laptop. Desktop is still the same, but then it still depends on the specifications of one another. Okay, a nettop computer is an inexpensive, less than $300 desktop computer designed to be smaller and lighter and to consume one-tenth the power of a traditional desktop number. It is designed to perform basic processing tasks such as internet surfing, document processing, and audio video playback. Unlike notebook, unlike netbook computers, laptop computers are not designed to be portable. They come without a monitor, but they may include an optical drive. Businesses are considering using laptop computers because they are inexpensive to buy and run, so they can improve an organization's profitability. Next one is the workstations. Workstations are more powerful than personal computers but still small enough to fit on a desktop. They are used to support engineering and technical users who perform heavy mathematical computing, computer aided design or the CAD, and other applications requiring high-end processors. Such users need very powerful CPUs, large amounts of main memory, mm, and extremely high resolution graphic displays. Workstations are typically much more expensive than the average desktop computer. So yun, workstations are typically being used for mathematical computing, like especially in the field of engineering. More specifically is the CAD, as we all know that CAD requires a lot of space for it to run efficiently. So another type of computer system is the multiple user computer systems. So multiple user computers are designed to support work groups from a small department of 2 or 3 workers to large organizations with tens of thousands of employees and millions of customers. So under multiple user computer systems, we have servers, mainframe computers, supercomputers, and the blade server. So the first one is the server. Typically have large memory and storage capacities along with fast and efficient communication abilities. A web server handles internet traffic and communications. An enterprise server stores and provides access to programs that meet the needs of an entire organization. A file never a file server stores and coordinates program and data files. Server systems consist of multi-users computers, including supercomputers, mainframes, and other servers. Often, an organization will house a large number of servers in the same room, where access to the machines can be controlled and authorized support personnel can more easily manage and maintain them from this single location. Such a facility is called a server farm. The next one is the blade server, a server that houses many individual computer motherboards that include one or more processors, computer memory, computer storage, and computer network connections. The next one is the mainframe computer. It is a large, powerful computer often shared by hundreds of concurrent users connected to the machine via terminals. So typically ito makikita natin dun sa mga industrial and super massive na functionality type of environment. The last one is the supercomputers, the most powerful computer systems with the fastest processing speeds. Supercomputers.
Green computing. Green computing is concerned with the efficient and environmental responsible design, manufacture, operation, and disposal of IS-related products, including all types of computers, printers, and printer materials, including cartridges and toner. Business organization recognize that going green is in their best interest in terms of public relations, safety of employees, and the community at large. Based on my understanding in green computing focuses on minimizing environmental impact through energy, efficiency, and sustainable practices in technology use. It promotes recycling and responsible resource consumption in the tech industry. Ultimately, it aims to align technological advancement with environmental prevention.
Overview of software. Software consists of computer programs that control the workings of computer hardware. Computer programs are sequences of instructions for the computer. Documentation describes the program functions to help the user operate the computer system. The program displays some documentation on screen, while other forms appear in external resources, such as printed manuals. Software is a generic term used to refer to applications, scripts, and programs that runs on a device. It is the opposite of hardware, which describes the physical aspects of a computer. Example of these are the motherboard, RAM, power supply, and etc. Application software has the greatest potential to affect processes that add value to a business because it is designed for specific organizational activities and functions. System software System software is a set of programs designed to coordinate the activities and functions of the hardware and various programs throughout the computer system. Each type of system software is designed for a specific CPU design and class of hardware. Some examples of software ay ang mga applications na nakikita natin sa ating mga gadgets tulad ng Google, Microsoft, browsers, even the processor or the operating system ng isang device ay maituturing na isang software. Application software consists of programs that helps users to solve particular computing problems. In most cases, application software resides on the computer's hard disk before it is brought in a computer's main memory and run. Application software can also be stored on CDs, DVDs, and even flash drive that plugs into a USB port. An increasing amount of application software is available on the web, sometimes referred to as Rich Internet Application or RIA, a web-delivered software application that combines hardware hardware resources of the web server and the PC to deliver valuable software through a web browser interface. Before a person or group or enterprise decides on the best approach for acquiring application, they should analyze their goals and needs carefully. Supporting individual, group, and organizational goals. Every organization relies on the contributions of the individuals, groups, and the entire enterprise to achieve business objectives. To help them achieve these objectives, the organization provides them with specific application software and information system. The reason why aligning individual goals to organizational goals is important is because it helps to sustain employee motivation by helping employees measure the impact of their actions. When personal goals are aligned and individual takes accountability of the task in hand. One useful way of classifying the many potential uses of information systems is to identify the scope of the problems and opportunities addressed by the particular organization, called the sphere of influence. For the most companies, the spheres of influence are personal, work group, and enterprise. A work group is a two or more people who work together to achieve a common goal. A work group may be a large, formal, permanent organizational entity such as section or department or a temporary group formed to complete a specific project. Attempts should be made to make individual goals and organizational objectives as compatible as possible. This requires the need for some kind of managerial actions designed to ensure some degree of compatibility whereby the individual and the organization seem to become part of each other. An information system that operates in the work group sphere of influence support a work group in the attainment of a common goal. Users of such application must be able to communicate, interact, and collaborate to be successful. People who use online calendar software such as Google Calendar to store personal appointments but also to schedule meetings with others.
Then the next is the 1.8, which is the system software. Controlling the operations of computer hardware is one of the most critical functions of system software. System software also supports the application programs' problem-solving capabilities. Then yung system software, isa siyang program design para maran yung computer's hardware and yung applications and its resources such as its memory, processors, devices. Then, responsible ito para for various tasks including sa pag-control ng CPU, memory, monitor, keyboard, mouse, disk drive, CD-ROM, printer, and then etc. Then yung system software, work closely siya sa operating system software para maran yung computer. Then yung entire computer, pwede siya maging corrupted if yung system software hindi siya nag-work correctly. Then napaka-essential nito for a computer to function properly. Then the next one is the operating systems. An operating system is a set of computer programs that control the computer hardware and act as an interface with application programs. Ang operating system, isa siyang software that controls kung gaano nag-work yung hardware. And yung hardware, ito pala yung tangible components like CPU, memory, hard drives, motherboards, keyboards, and monitors. Then yung pinagkaiba naman ng hardware sa software. Yung software naman, ito yung intangible components or programs na nagra-run on hardware. This includes operating systems like Windows, MacOS, or Mac OS or Linux. Then yung operating system are the most important type of system software. Then the most common operating system na ginagamit ngayon is Microsoft Windows, which runs on personal computers, servers, and many mobile devices. Ang operating system nagpe-perform in various tasks on one of which is managing files. This task includes yung creating, deleting, and moving files. Then yung operating system is responsible para sa pag-keep or track ng files na kung nalolocate or na-access ito ng incorrectly. Then yung file management is critical to any operating system as it ensures that files are stored securely and correctly. Kapag with effective file management, mas madaling magamit yung computer. There are 4 various combination of OSS or open source software, computers, and users. The first one is the single computer with a single user. The next is single computer with multiple users. Multiple computers with multiple users. Then the last one is the special purpose computers. Firstly, let's talk about single computer with a single user. This system is commonly used in a personal computer or handheld computer that allows one user at a time. Then, ang ibig sabihin lamang nito is where only one person uses the computer and no network or shared resources are involved. Yung setup nito typically means the computer is dedicated lang sa one individual who has sole access to its files, software, and settings. This can apply to personal computers na ginagamit sa bahay or sa office where no other users share the computer. This focus in such a scenario is on managing the system, data, and applications for that one users without the complexities of multi-user or network environments. Then example nito is would be a personal laptop na ginagamit by an individual for tasks like web browsing and document editing. For instance, if someone uses their laptop exclusively for their own personal projects and no one else has access to it or uses it, this setup exemplifies a single user operating a single computer. Then the next one is the single computer with multiple users. This system is typical of larger mainframe computers that can accommodate hundreds or thousands of people all using the computer at the same time. Then it refers to computing environments where a single physical machine is accessed by more than one user. Then ayun nga yung hindi lang isa na katulad sa single computer with single user na isa lang yung pwedeng maka-access sa single computer. Dito naman, kahit single computer lang, pwedeng maka-access kahit ilang user, more than one. Each user typically has their own account and permissions na allowing them to manage their own files in a single computer. Example nito is in office where in an office setting, yung isang single desktop computer might be used by different employees, each having their own user account to access their work related files and applications sa isang single computer or desktop. Then the next one is the multiple computers with multiple users. This system is typical of a network of computers such as a home network with several computers attached or a large computer network with hundreds of computers attached around the world. It refers siya sa network environments kung saan yung several computers ginagamit ng various individuals. Each computer may have multiple users and users might move between different computers within the network. Then one of the example in this multiple computer with multiple users is for example sa school or universities kung saan yung students or faculty use different computers in computer labs or offices. Then the last one is the special purpose computers. This type of system is typical of a number of computers with specialized functions, such as those that control sophisticated military aircraft, space shuttles, digital cameras, or home appliances. Then, yung special purpose computer, dinesign and inoptimize para ma-perform yung specific tasks or functions. As opposed to general purpose computers, kung saan it can run yung wide range of applications. Then, one of the example of special purpose computers is the embedded system. Kung saan yung embedded, which means to perform specific tasks. Example nito is in appliances like washing machines or microwave ovens. This system control specific functions tulad ng washing cycles or cooking times. The next is the collection of programs that make up the operating system performs a variety of activities including the following. The first one is the performing common computers hardware functions, providing a user interface and input or output management, providing a degree of hardware independence, managing system memory, managing processing tasks, providing networking capability, controlling access to system resources. The last one is the managing files. User interface. The element of the operating system that allows you to access and command the computer system. Then, yung user interface is the point ng interaction sa pagitan ng user and computer system or software application. It includes all the elements na nag-aalaw sa users to interact and to control the software, such as buttons, icons, and input fields. Then, yung goal ng isang good user interface is to make the user's experience as intuitive and efficient as possible. Command-based user interface. A user interface that requires you to give text commands to the computer to perform basic activities. Dito naman, gumagamit ng text or kailangan mo pa ng mag-type to interact with the computer. Instead of clicking on buttons or icons, you need to type commands into a terminal or command prompt para ma-perform yung task like managing files or running programs. Powerful and efficient naman ito, especially for users who know the commands, but nagre-require siya in learning specific syntax and commands. Example nito is pag-type ng del or delete, kung saan yung purpose nito is to delete one or more files, but yung kapag yung code na tinype mo is del, then mag-add ka ng file .txt, yung lahat ng file name ng mayroong file txt is made-delete in the current directory. Graphical user interface. An interface that displays pictures or icons and menus that people use to send commands to the computer system. It is a type of user interface na nag-aalaw sa users para makapag-interact with computer or software applications sa pamamagitan ng graphical elements rather than text-based commands. Then yung GUI or graphical user interface gumagamit ng visual components such as windows, icons, buttons, menus, and iba pang elements to represent and manage tasks and functions. Users interact with the system using input devices like a mouse, keyboard, or touchscreens. Uh, this, Dinesign nito to be intuitive and user-friendly and to making it easier for people to use software without needing to learn complex commands. Uh, Inaalaw din nito ang mga user to work multiple applications simultaneously using overlapping windows. Application Program Interface, an interface that allows applications to make use of the operating system. Application Program Interface or API, isa siyang set of tools at protocols na nag-aalaw sa different software applications to interact with each other by defining how requests and responses should be formatted and exchanged. And yung API nagpo-provide it provide a way for developers to use predefined functions or services of another software application or service without needing to understand the underlying code. In essence, an API acts a bridge that enables disparate software system to communicate and work together efficiently. Example nito is Google Map API. It allows developers to integrate Google Maps into their websites or applications. For instance, a real estate website might use the Google Maps API to display property locations on a map. Another example is the Weather API. Dito naman, it provides access to weather data. A weather app might use an API like Open Weather Map to fetch and display current weather conditions and forecasts. Current operating system. Early OSS or open source software were very basic. Today, however, more advanced OSS have been developed, incorporating sophisticated features and impressive graphic effects. Number of current OSS by sphere of influence. The current operating system can vary depending on the context and the type of device being discussed. As of late 2024, here are some of the most widely used operating system, such as Windows 11, the latest major release from Microsoft, known for its redesigning interface and improved performance features. And the next one is the Android 14, the latest version of Google's mobile operating system with new features and enhancement for smartphones and tablets. Then the last one is the iOS 18, the latest version of Apple's mobile operating system which powers iPhones and iPads. These versions represent the most recent major releases of popular operating system as of late 2024. Workgroup operating systems. To keep pace with user demands, the technology of the future must support a world in which network usage, data storage requirements, and data processing speeds increase at a dramatic rate. Workgroup operating system is dinisenyo to support a network of computers that are interconnected within a specific group or small network. Uh, Ina-allow niya yung multiple computers to share yung resources like files, printers, and applications. But ito ay typically lacks the centralized management and advanced feature found in larger enterprise level network operating system. Example nito is the peer-to-peer network. In a work group, all computers are considered equal, and each one can act as both a client and server. There's no central server or domain controller managing the network. Other is the resource sharing. Users can share files, printers, and other resources directly with each other without needing a central server. Windows Server. Microsoft designed Windows Server to perform a host of tasks that are vital for websites and corporate web applications. Windows Server, isa siyang series of operating system na dinevelop na Microsoft specifically for server environments. Unlike sa consumer versions of Windows like Windows 10 or 11, yung Windows Server is dinesigned para ma-handle yung tasks and services required by businesses and organizations, including network management, database management, and application hosting. Then yung Windows Server, nag-provide din siya ng tools for managing network resources or user accounts and security policies from a central location, often using a tool called the Server Manager, a service for managing user identities and permissions within a network. It allows administrations to create and manage user accounts, groups, and computers.
Types of utility programs. So, bali dito may 6 types tayo ng utility programs. Number 1, yung file manager. File manager is used to manage and view files in a computer. All operating system provide file viewers. Yung example nito yung mga Windows Explorer, tapos organizing files in folders, saka yung copying, renaming, saka yung deleting and moving, saka pala yung yung sorting files, creating shortcuts. Yun. Number 2, disk management utilities. These tools help manage disk space and maintain the efficiency of storage devices. So for example nito yung mga disk defragmenters, tapos yung disk cleanup tools, and yung partition manager files. Number 3, system maintenance utilities. These programs are designed to maintain the overall health of the system. Example naman dito yung mga registry cleaners, tapos yung backup utilities, and yung system restore tools. Security utilities. Security utilities protect the computer from malicious software and unauthorized access. For example naman nito yung mga yung mga antivirus software, firewalls, and encryption tools tulad nung Norton antivirus, tsaka yung Windows Defender, and yung BitLocker. Number 5, performance monitor utilities. These utilities monitor system performance and provide insights into CPU usage, memory allocation, and system processes. So, yung example naman dito, yung dalawa, yung task manager and yung resource monitor. Number 6, network utilities. Network utilities help in managing and troubleshooting network connections. For example naman nito yung mga network analyzers, yung mga bandwidth monitors, and yung VPN software like nung Wireshark and net speed monitor. Yun.